Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you DuroSVK versus Herr Robert in round 2 lower bracket of the 5th Asia Pacific tournament. We are seeing Odon River, and on the Allied side the Guards Armoured under command of Duro, and on the Axis side the 1st SS-Panzer. So this is the second time that we've seen the 1st SS-Panzer, I believe, in this tournament so far. And it'd be interesting to see exactly how it is used. I often opt for the Stug strategy early on. I tried the triple Stug strategy, but I'm not entirely convinced that's the best way to go. Instead, relying on a couple plus the support units of like 232s and the Flampanzers, and I mean even the 222s with the recon is probably a nice idea. So we'll have to see what Herr Robert decides to do, but it's going to be placing down some VulcanHDGaming early on, which is something you get a lot of in Phase A if you choose to. On the side of the Guards Armoured, it's going to be stuff like the Cromwell 7, Cromwell 5s, might even see some Stuarts in there. But I doubt we're going to see any Cromwell 6s since the 1,200 meter range isn't really a thing that's needed, especially on this map specifically, since you'll only use it once you breach the halfway point. And generally, whoever breaches the river first and gets over to the other person's side will win, because it's very hard to push someone back across the river when they've got their backs to it. And also it allows a sort of solidified reinforcement point which can then spread out very quickly. So for example, if the red side breached across this bridge, they could occupy these buildings and then continuously reinforce across the double bridges and spread out on either side using these tree lines for cover. And it makes it very, very difficult to control once the river is breached. So let's see what's going down anyway. On the side of Herr Robert, he has the VulcanHDGaming for the top side. Further down, he has double Stug 3, 222, 232. It's pretty much exactly what I was saying. The only thing that he's missing out on, in my opinion, is a Flampanzer. But I guess with this map, it's probably not something you're likely to see. It would maybe be useful for these buildings. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to use them early on. He's going to be relying on Sturm Pioneers instead with their close range flamethrowers. Then we have 3 units of VulcanHDGaming following up. On the bottom side, just 1 unit of VulcanHDGaming. So what Herr Robert's looking to do is kind of feint on the top and bottom side by just having 1 unit there, and then push through very rapidly across these double bridges and try and make a breach to the other side of the road or other side of the river, which he can then exploit. On the side of Duro, he has actually brought up a Cromwell 7, so nice prediction there. Dingo going to be joining that to provide the veterancy. Double motorized rifles, and I like that sort of defensive kind of start here for these buildings. Getting motorized rifles into here would be a good way to stop anything from pushing across, but honestly an AT gun would also do the trick as well, because you can get AT guns into pretty nice locations to sort of ambush units as they come down this road. For example, here is a nice choice. On the top side, it's just going to be 2 units of rifles. On the bottom, it's going to be a Stuart 6 with 3 units of rifles and the Dingo. Dingo's being used for command, but it looks like this one, it's got to be very careful. Does not want to be taken out by the 20mm autocannons early on. They're coming in very, very fast indeed. Cromwell 6 is going to get in position. It has got a fast move and then attack move command. Oh no, the shooter's been knocked out, and the 232 is just going to advance all the way through. Motorized rifles do manage to get a Pier on target. Wow, that was an absolute god save by the motorized rifles, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. The Sturm Pioneers unloaded in range of the motorized rifles, and the Cromwell 7 goes down. I don't even know what to. Was that the Stug 3 hit it from range? I think it possibly was. I think the Stug 3s hit the Cromwell 7 from range before it could get out of there. Now smoke going down and the Sturm Pioneers advancing. Huge engagement here at the start of the game. Stug 3 is going to come up and clean out these half tracks, and the Sturm Pioneers surrendering the motorized rifles. looks like Duro there was trying to get his dingo as close as he could, as quickly as he could, so that he didn't lose his troops to the surrender, but going to be too late in this case. Stuart 6 is arriving, does have line of sight onto the Stern Pioneers, going to be able to rip them to shreds. Takes them out, but the Stug 3 just round the corner. Stuart 6 is going to get a shot off, but misses. Stug 3 does not manage to fire back. VulcanHDGaming, they surrender the last of those motorized rifles. But this is what I was talking about. Herr Robert has made this work. It was a pretty chaotic push. The Cromwell 7, in my opinion, got way too close to the town anyway. But having the shooter knocked out early, that was absolutely horrific. And now, oh wow, some serious kills coming through here. VulcanHDGaming take out one Stuart 6, the Stug 3 takes out the second. Now there is nothing in the way of Herr Robert if he wants to continue advancing. 2 M5 half-tracks are all that stands in his way. 6-pounder is coming up, and that may be able to control this push, but it is all about damage control right now, because seriously, this is a significant breakthrough. It's only a matter of time until this M5 half-track gets killed. These Stug 3s are just getting on target. I think they're kind of being trolled a little bit by the line of sight break from this M5 half-track. They are on attack move orders, because one's falling back and one is not. As this M5 half-track goes in and out of line of sight, it's causing the Stug 3s to aim at it, because vehicles and units automatically aim at units that aren't pinned down before those that are. That's something good to know, actually. But either way, rifles have actually managed to make this a 50-50, so no points gained yet for Herr Robert, but a significant position gained, in that you can see these reinforcements easily getting across these double bridges, which would normally be quite a big choke point. Now this 6-pounder has gone into position. A second 6-pounder is on the way. Oh no, that 6-pounder was aimed at this far back Stug. It gets an accurate shot, but I don't think that was the shot he was looking for. Now the 232 going to get it on target, and the Stug as well, and that is pinned down. I don't know, maybe he didn't realise the line of sight there, but I would have waited for that 6-pounder to get a shot onto one of these Stugs or this 232, honestly, before opening fire. Now the 6-pounder on the road's dead, the other one's falling back with 1 health, and just more and more ground being made now by Herr Robert. New Stuart 6 is on the way, but it's just throwing fuel onto the fire right now. There's nothing really left that Duro can use to counter these Panzerjägers. Allowing the 6-pounders to be killed like that is just really, really bad. 6-pounder might be able to get a kill. Oh, wow, that was close. Missed though. Maybe he can hit the second shot, but I think the Stug's going to get the machine gun on target and do the job with that. Yeah, now the Stuart 6 just needs to get close, but it's going to be hard when there's VulcanHDGaming already in these tree lines. I don't know where Duro can really go. In this one, it seems like he's just being hit incredibly hard by this aggression from Herr Robert, and didn't really manage it very well. Again, Cromwell 7 got too close to the town in the first place. That's probably the first mistake. Second mistake, big mistake, was losing those 2 6-pounders just now. Having them move up and remain on return fire until maybe a dingo comes in and gives them the extra veterancy, that would have been ideal, because you want to make sure that you've got like at least one, or at least 2 or 3 AT guns before you open them all up, because then they don't get killed off one by one, kind of like they did in this case. Puma though is going to kill off that half track. 232 finds the 6-pounder at close range. 6-pounder gets ripped to shreds, again picked off singular on its own. Weapon jam on the Stug 3. That's a good start for the Stuart 6. Can it find the kill though? I'm not sure it will. Oh, VulcanHDGaming getting the Panzerschreck into the M5 half-track there. Anything that Duro tries to do is just not working out in his favour. Now the Focke-Wulf 190 coming in for the strafing run. Stug 3 is going to be able to get on target. Shooter wounded. Can this Stug or Stuart 6 be the hero that Herr Robert or Duro needs? Sorry. Who knows? He's got to now deal with the SPW-232. The shooter is no longer wounded on the Stug 3. I think that's a dead Stuart. Yes, it is. Holy, this has been an absolutely dominating display from Herr Robert in Phase A on the first SS-Panzer. And this is a division that really doesn't have a great economy in Phase A, but that's not to say that it cannot be aggressive with its initial starting points. Well, that's actually an interesting thing that I should probably bring up. Don't get, like, if you're new to the game and you see the economy, so for in this case 70 points in Phase A, don't get discouraged to be aggressive, because at the start of the game you still get the 500 points, the same 500 points that your opponents get. And if you can make a set play like this, pushing through these two bridges, in this case by Herr Robert, you can still take advantage of your strong units in Phase A, even if you don't have an economy to support them later on. And that's something definitely to consider when building your divisions. You can build them to sort of either survive the early game, for example in the sense of like a Panzer division or something, or some people like to play the Panzer where they go very aggressive with the Pumas, and they play them right out the bat, and then they sort of, if that doesn't work, patch up the holes for the rest of the Phase A while they wait for the next phase. And I honestly like the aggressive approach. I think it's very smart, because being aggressive when your opponent doesn't necessarily expect you to be, especially with, again, a division that has bad economy early on, you can catch your opponent off guard by doing this. And in this case, Herr Robert went above and beyond just catching out his opponent. Oh, the Ju-87G there getting the bailout onto the Crusader AA. Things are just not going Duro's way. First shot did the job from the Ju-87G, and now that's just going to fly around and pop all these Stuarts. I guess the one thing that's lacking is recon, although this Aufklärer is spotting down that road, so that's something. This Ju-87G is going to lack targets. It's going to find a shot onto this half track. One bangs it. Oh, I would not want to be in Duro's shoes right now. There is nothing he can do. Like, the Cromwell 7 was the initial saving point. Like, that was where he could maybe think about stopping the initial push. Then bringing in like 3 6-pounders all in like a line and just opening fire all at once. That would have been the second one. But yeah, letting them get killed one by one. Big downfall in Duro's case. And since the reinforcing line here is just completely open for Herr Robert, he's able to just flood in these Volksdeutsche that are just incredibly hard to get rid of now. Like, his infantry just doesn't match up to them in the first place due to the double MG42s. And then they also have Panzerfaust. So, like in this case, for example, they're able to ambush his tanks because he can't really afford to bring in recon right now. And this Stug 3 is going to weapon jam that Stuart 6. M5 half-track is falling back, and yeah, Duro realizes he's in a pretty terrible position at that point. 10 minutes and 16 seconds it's going to take for Herr Robert to dismantle DuroSVK with a very, very nice set play at the start of the game. 232, 222, 2 Stugs, and a bunch of infantry. Exceptionally aggressive. Really, really nice job. So in the end, 945 kills to 110 losses for Herr Robert. Amazing KD, really. The only kills that came about were the Cromwell 7 getting a kill onto the 222, which was a nice start, but couldn't follow up. And then after that, look at that, the Stuart 6 getting the Sturm Pioneer was the last kill that Duro got. That's how bad things were for him. In terms of losses, well, the Stug 3s, they certainly showed up. They clean up the Stuart 6s very well. The Stuart 6s can exploit their aim time if they're micro properly, but it can be quite awkward to do, especially when you're up against more than one. The Cromwell 7 getting taken out by the Stug at range at the beginning was tough to deal with, and left Duro in a very awkward position for sure. And with all these Volksdeutsche getting into annoying positions, well, they picked off multiple targets, mowed down plenty of motorized rifles. That was an absolute clean sweep by Herr Robert. And like I say, just a really nice set play. And I think I pretty much called it at the start. I think the only thing he was missing that I didn't mention was a Flampanzer. So there you go. Maybe if you're looking for an aggressive strategy with a low economy phase A division, that might be one to try out. I think the first person who ever really did them and was effective with it was Gonzo. And yeah, I think other people have started to sort of mimic the style of like the early phase A aggression with divisions that, again, can't really support it well after the initial 500 points. But in this case, Herr Robert made it work. And that's all I have to say. So congratulations to Herr Robert. Going to be moving on to round 3, lower bracket of the 5th Asia Pacific tournament. DuroSVK, we'll have to say goodbye to him. But did well in the previous game against the Omen. So some good points to come out of this tournament. But that's all for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.